I implore of you to give us your opinion on what's going on the southern border and what to do about it. We will discuss on the show today. It's obviously, I am of the belief, and I regularly tell you, that there are two existential threats to the United States of America present right now. One is a more long-term threat, and that is our overburdensome debt that we refuse to do anything about. And that will eventually be the death of the United States of America. The other issue that we can more presently do something about exists at the southern border, and it exists because of the ineffectiveness. And, well, I say ineffectiveness. Frankly, I believe that he's being very effective in what he wants to accomplish, and that would be the Biden administration and sleepy, sloppy Uncle Joe, who doesn't really know what's going on except that he's the face of all of this, and so we blame him. We put the blame at his feet, but it's really these shadowy, nebulous figures that want to fundamentally change our country into something that it's not, be it Barack Obama or Jake Sullivan or whomever. I mean, you know the usual suspects on down to George Soros. I don't know who's necessarily pulling the strings, but I know these strings are being pulled in ways that are going to destroy the fabric of the United States of America if we allow it to happen. And I think it's come to a head with this situation involving Texas. We will discuss said situation. I'm thankful. I, like many other conservatives and libertarians last evening, wondered if Governor Bill Lee would be speaking back to the issue. He did speak to the issue. He put out a tweet. We have put out a telephone call. I have communicated with the governor's people. I've spoken to Elizabeth and Casey in his office, and I am told that he is checking his schedule and his calendar, and I indicated, well, I'll tell you what the exchange was all about. I said, hey, touching base, hope we can get together with the governor soon. Lots to discuss, to include the issue of immigration on the southern border and what Tennessee can do to help. And they responded saying, yes, sir, so much to discuss. We're on top of it. We're checking the schedule. And I responded by saying, so timely today with the southern border crisis. I'm just saying. Now, I understand that the governor has a very busy schedule, but I also understand that the people of Tennessee want to hear from him. He has spoken, at least in as much as you can speak, through a tweet or on the X machine. Let's call it an X post. And we have shared that with our X posters, those that follow us on the social media site. Go to @MattMurphy Show if you want to see more. @MattMurphy Show. You can watch me argue with liberals and have a good time and, generally speaking, make an ass of myself. Do that by going to @MattMurphy Show on the X machine. Speaking of the X machine, here's the, let me give you the governor's take on what happened in Texas, and then we'll tell you what Governor Greg Abbott is doing, and we'll also share some of what Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, has said about all of this, and what some other states are doing in an effort to support the state of Texas. First and foremost, let's try to understand what's going on. And I know that you do, and I'm not here to talk down to you, but I want to make sure that even those of you out in Aniana understand what fully is happening in Texas. So I want to make sure that I have this straight. Joe Biden will not stop, through his administration, through his border security, through immigration and customs enforcement, and through his Department of Homeland Security. The President of the United States has indicated that they have an inability to stop the flood of illegal aliens coming into this country. Now, for the purposes of what we're about to do here right now, I'm going to try to give the Biden administration every benefit of the doubt to make a point that even if you give them the benefit of the doubt, it is unacceptable. Even if we accept that what they're telling us is true, all of this is unacceptable, and it's all based on Bravo Sierra. El Torre Caca. So I'm going to be giving him the benefit of the doubt, and as I do this, as I go through these points, you'll say, well, wait a minute. No. Just bear with me. You'll understand. I want to make this so easy that even liberals understand it. The Biden administration has told us repeatedly, through conversations on social media, through conversations with the assembled media in the White House press room, that they do not have the ability to do anything about what's happening at the southern border absent Republican action in the House of Representatives. This is a Republican House of Representatives that has repeatedly presented legislation that would get further border security on the southern border. The Biden administration refuses that assistance unless they can utilize those Border Patrol agents to process more illegal aliens coming into the country. They want to specifically use money assigned to them for that purpose. The Republicans, recognizing the real problem is border security, not immigration policy, they say, no, we'll give you the money, but you have to use it to secure the border. You don't get to use it to push paperwork around. So the Biden administration says, well, we don't have any ability to do anything about this because, the GOP. They're actually presenting to the American people as if we are a bunch of snapperheads. They're telling the American people that it's the GOP that doesn't want to do anything about the flood of illegal immigration. That's their argument. Now, I've been doing this a long time. And you guys know me. I wear my emotions very much on my sleeve. You know where I'm at on an issue. And I like to tell you that if you're against me on an issue, you're not going to like me very much. If you're with me on an issue, you want me on that wall, you need me on that wall. And here I am. But what I like least of all in what we do every day, what I like least of all are politicians treating the American people like they're stupid. And they do it all the time. The Biden administration is looking at the American people right now. I don't care what political persuasion you are. It's America. You get to be a dunderhead if you want to. I'm asking you a sincere question. Do you believe the Biden administration when they tell you that the GOP doesn't want to do anything about the southern border? That they want this to continue, that it's their fault that this is continuing? Because that's what they say. Whether it's Karine Jean-Pierre or John Kirby or, lo and behold, Alejandro Mayorkas. Or Joe Biden himself.
Your face is so red.
Or Joe Biden himself. My face is red? Well, it took a while. I went by the mic and I had to come back. I went all the way around the room. That's what they tell you. They're asked, what are you going to do to stop the flood of illegal aliens, illegal migrants? Call them whatever you want to call them. They're not supposed to be here. What are you going to do?
Well, if the Republicans would fund better border...
Shut up! You lying liars. Now, some of you just said, Matt, you need to calm down. You need to get a hold of yourself. What is it going to take for us to get mad? Anger is a perfectly serviceable emotion. Now, it can get out of control. It can lead to bad things. But it can also be used for good. What is it going to take you to be motivated enough to get angry? To get mad as hell about this?
That's a serious question, right?
It is a serious question, Mr. President. I'm sincerely wondering what it's going to take for the entirety of the United States of America to stand up and say, whoa, man, you need to stop this. You need to stop lying to us and stop this. But lie they do, and continue they do. I am mad. Because they stand before the American people and they say, there's nothing we can do. What do you mean there's nothing you can do? There's nothing we can do. We need more money. Do you know how much the United States of America spends in our budgets on Border Patrol every year? On the Department of Homeland Security every year? On Immigration and Customs Enforcement every year? And the Biden administration tells us they don't have enough money. That's their answer. You can all go to hell. Go to hell. Treat me like I'm Boo Boo the Fool. So that's point one. The Biden administration says they cannot stop illegal aliens from flooding into the country. Number two, Texas, feeling the brunt of all of this, recognizing that the Biden administration is a bunch of lying liars telling a bunch of lies, but attempting to act in good faith and take them at their word, because that's what the premise is. The premise is we can't do more than we're doing, says the Biden administration. We all know it's pablum. We all know it's garbage. But we are forced to take them at their word. Okay. So the state of Texas says, well, we'll help you. If your premise is you really want to do something about this, you wish it weren't so, you wish it weren't happening, you don't want illegal aliens coming into the country in the amounts that they are, you want to decrease the number of border crossers, gotaways, caught ones, whatever, then we'll help you. Texas says, we will assist you. We will call out the Texas National Guard, and we'll actually do something about this. We'll get on the border. We'll bring out the razor wire. We'll bring out the barricades. We'll bring out the buoys. We'll do what you say you don't have the ability to do. In the meantime, we're going to bus a bunch of illegal aliens to these sanctuary cities that sit on high, declaring that they're better than everyone else because they would accept anybody and everybody that comes. And now these sanctuary cities are falling apart as a result of the weight of the burden of illegal aliens and illegal immigration in their cities. I'm talking New York and Chicago and elsewhere. So Texas says, we'll take care of this. Don't worry about it. We've got your back, federal government. Joe Biden, Alejandro, 30 seconds later, Mayorkas, all of you, we'll help you help yourselves because you say you just don't have the resources to get this done. That the mean, evil Republicans in the House of Representatives are to blame for all of this. So we'll help you. Here are some resources. Here's the Texas National Guard. Here's some razor wire. Here's some border security. And the Biden administration's response, point number 3, is to order Texas to stop. Whoa. You don't have the authority to do that. Now, point number 3 proves that point number 1 is a lie. The Biden administration says, we would do this ourselves, but we just don't have the resources. Texas offers resources. Hey, let's act together. You know, by the way, that Texas and the Biden administration could be acting together right now. The Biden administration could have said, thank you, Texas. We appreciate your help, Texas. Here's what we're going to do. While we recognize that border security is a federal oversight, and that the federal government should be in control of border security, we're going to give you some of this responsibility because you have the resources to help us out. Thank you, Texas, for helping us out in this regard. Now, understand, we're still in control. We're still in charge. And if you do anything we don't like, we're going to tell you. But we're all on the same page that we want to stop illegal immigration into the United States of America, says the Biden. They could have done that, but they didn't. Instead, they ordered them to stop. They said no. These areas where we have thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens flooding from parts unknown, not just Mexico, not just Guatemala and Honduras and Venezuela, and not just these places, from other parts of the world, the Middle East, China, Sudan, Yemen. Instead of thanking Texas for providing that material assistance that they claim they need, they shut them down or tried to. And so, point number 4, Texas sues the Biden administration. Texas says we have an authority as a state, as a part of the United States. We have a responsibility to take care of our people. We have a responsibility to take care of immigration law where you won't. As a matter of fact, we have a responsibility to follow up on federal immigration law and federal border law where you won't. So no, Biden administration. We don't know what your purpose is here. We thought that you would come with us with hat in hand and thank us for our assistance because you claim that what your problem is resource-based, not a willingness to get this done. But you seem angry about this, so we're going to go to a court and we're going to figure out what authority we have and what authority you have. And that's point number 4. We'll continue this in just a moment as we break this down. I think it's very important that we break this down so everyone plainly understands what's going on and what it is leading to. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We'll get to your calls coming up just after what we call the bottom of the hour, which is an antiquated phrase meaning 2:30 when we take a short advertisement timeout. I want to get through the rest of this so that we can all clearly understand where we are with regard to immigration. So Joe Biden and his administration, they say that they don't have the ability to stop the flood of illegal immigration because they don't have the money. They don't have the money because the House of Representatives doesn't want to stop the flood of illegal immigration. The Republicans don't want to stop immigration. It's laughable on its face, but that's what they say. So Texas steps in and says, okay, we'll help you out. And they bring in buoys and they bring in razor wire and they actually bring in things that will assist, material things that will assist in stopping the flood of illegal immigration. For their efforts, the Biden administration tells Texas to stop. Then the Biden administration, through the Customs and Border Patrol agents on the border, those agents are ordered to begin to dismantle that which is Texas property. Which is why, point number 4, Texas sued the Biden administration for destroying their property and for removing their property. Texas said, whoa. We're trying to enforce federal immigration law. We're doing you a solid here, bud. And for our efforts, you're going to come in here and destroy our property and cut our razor wire and remove our buoys? I don't think so. And so they sued the Biden administration. You know, like, I'm just trying to do what you claim you want to do, and now you're mad at me for doing it, and you're stopping me from doing it. It's almost as if you're not an honest actor in all of this. So Texas sued the Biden administration, and the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals wagged their finger at Joe Biden and his administration and said, hey, we're going to decide whether or not Texas has this authority. We're going to decide if they can enforce immigration law that you will not enforce. More on that coming up. But for the time being, you need to stop destroying their razor wire. The Biden administration appealed that decision, that temporary stay. This is not a final decision on the matter. This is a temporary stay of the destruction of Texas property. The Biden administration appealed to the United States Supreme Court, and the United States Supreme Court, in a 5-4 decision, sided with the Biden administration. That while the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals is deciding this case as to what authority Texas has versus what authority the federal government has, the federal government is going to be given broad latitude to utilize the southern border in a manner of their choosing. So if they want to remove razor wire, they can remove razor wire. Nothing in this order, and people have been misreporting this since it came down, nothing in this order forces Texas to do it themselves that I've seen. What the order says is that Texas can't stop the Border Patrol from doing it. And so what Governor Greg Abbott has said over the last 24 hours is, hey, federal government, hey, Joe Biden, pound the sand. Why don't you and the horse you rode in on go do what you know I want you to do? And so we are now told, point number 8, that Joe Biden and his administration are actually pursuing plans, considering plans to take over the Texas National Guard, to force them to stop securing their southern border. I want to say that again so even those of you in Aniana understand it. The Biden administration, Joe Biden, who put his hand on a Bible, not that I think he believes, well, I won't get into that. I think he bows at the altar of government. The Biden administration, and Joe Biden specifically, Joe Biden put his hand on the Bible and swore to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic. They're now considering forcing the Texas National Guard to allow illegal immigration to continue. If number 8 happens, if he goes through with it, well, one, Joe Biden is over because the American people will see through it. The media will spin and spin and spin and spin as much as they possibly can, but the people of the United States of America are smarter than this. They will see it for what it is, a naked federal authoritarian takeover. It is a lose-lose situation right now for Joe Biden. So long as we, the people, stay the course. So long as we, the people, support Governor Greg Abbott in the state of Texas. So long as we, the people, do not lose our will.